Entonces, ¿cómo andamos? Es un lunes, las 12 ya casi 1 de la tarde. ¿Cómo te sientes?
Súper bien, contento de hablar contigo este ratito, feliz de que lo que puede pasar ya está fuera y es del mundo y bueno, contenta de hablar este ratito contigo.
Me encanta eso, y me encanta que dices el nombre del álbum, lo que puede pasar. Dime, ¿por qué escogiste ese nombre para el álbum? Primera cosa.
Pues yo quería, este álbum y este título es una filosofía para mí y un mantra por el que estoy viviendo ahora mismo, que es como que vivir con el corazón y vivir plenamente cada experiencia que el universo y la vida te ponga enfrente, sin pensarlo tanto, sin pensar en el miedo a lo que puede pasar. Entonces de ahí viene este título. He estado experimentando con muchos sonidos y también con muchas experiencias y todas estas canciones forman parte de esto, de mi vida, de mi evolución, de mi crecimiento y me emocionan mucho.
Dale, y también hablando mucho de crecimiento, ha sido artista por un poco de tiempo. Este es su segundo proyecto. La primera era lo que no te dije,
Ujú.
claro. ¿Qué era qué cambió del proceso en haciendo este álbum? Como que hay algo diferente que trataste de hacer, algo que no has hecho antes, dime.
Claro que sí. Pues el primer álbum, que fue Lo que no te dije, es un álbum pretty straightforward about a breakup and it's very personal y es sobre mis emociones y todo lo que viví cuando salí de esa relación. And transitioning to lo que puede pasar, I wanted to connect with creativity from a different way, from a different angle. So what I did was to write all these different prompts or ideas or titles that I wanted to explore and connect with a personal experience, or with a feeling. So I put all those little prompts, papelitos, en una bolsita y a cada sesión llegaba con esta bolsita. So I would tell the producer or and myself and my co-writers to like sacar un papelito and let's say Skittles that I wrote that
Mm.
papelito. I was like, I want to write like this. To me, it's a song about my first love, and I want it to be a letter to my first love. And that's how that turned out. O sería cool también, y es como que yo quiero escribir sobre esto, sobre extrañar a una persona. So a lot of the songs nacen of this prompt. So it was a very beautiful process that I connected with my creativity, and it was very original and I feel like different in that sense for me, but always like bringing it back to my own personal experience.
That I love hearing that. I love to hear the growth on this project, and you really do in the sounds and the way it goes. I wanted to talk about a cool song that I really enjoyed for so many reasons. Pa' que te quedas con you, Danny Ocean, who is having phenomenal year, you know. Let me know what was that process to like work with someone like him who's had so many hits, having a trailblazing year right now, and is really like and this like song right here is like a very like electronic influence track, I want to say, almost housey at times. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course, 100%. So this song is very special because it was the first song that was born from this whole universe and this whole new era of Lo que puede pasar. It was literally the first song. Dallas, the producer, and I, we went to the studio and we were like, let's try to write something for Galecita 2.0. Like nothing was set in stone. I was just trying and experimenting some things and songs and with sounds. And that song was born. At least it started, we started creating that song. And that's why it's so special. And then I heard Danny for some reason. I'm like, this would be so freaking cool. And it's also very nostalgic. Like it's a song that you can dance, but like while crying at the same time. And I feel like I am very much that contrast. And I just sent it to him. I DM'd him the song and he loved it. He's like, Me encanta. Are you open like to go in the studio and like work on it together? I'm like, please. He came by to my house, to the studio, and he wrote his part. He recorded it. He's one of my favorite voices of all time. Like I love his
Mhm.
voice. It's so epic. I love him as an artist, what he stands for. And also him. He's just great. And it was so special how that was like how that happened. And also, it wasn't our first encounter. It wasn't like well via Instagram. We met at the Latin Grammys where I was nominated for Best New Artist. We met in the red
Mhm.
carpet and he was like, Gale, I love your song La Mitad. Like it's on my playlist and I fucking love that song. And I'm like, that's so cool. I love everything you do. Let's do something sometime. So that was Pa Que Te Quedas later on.
Got you, got you. And I love that he's on the project too. Like you said, one of my favorite voices as well.
So sick.
And so phenomenal track. And if we were
Thank
to talk more about phenomenal tracks, quería hablar sobre Gato Negro. Because I feel like on this album or like this song in particular, you're very, like you said, like really in tune with your emotions. I wanted you to go into it, like what made you like write this track and what were you in the mood when you were like piecing it together?
Thank you for pointing this one out. It's also one of my favorite. It's hard to choose a favorite. I change every minute, but I
Hmm.
love that song. I think it's the most well written out of the whole like it's a
I
very
agree.
storytelling, you know, like it's sick. Oh, so thank you. And yeah, this song is so powerful and awesome. And the prompt was tarot. I wrote tarot, and my
Hmm.
inspiration with that was like I want to write a song about when you go to a psychic to read the cards. And I'm a very superstitious person. And I was like, but what if this person is like bad luck? And then I'm like,
Hmm.
well, maybe I don't believe in everything and all of that anymore, but just in case. And yeah, I wrote that song with my friends, with Vivarco, who's a great writer and artist, and I love him. I worked a lot of this album with him, and Danny Blau, who I wrote La Mitad with, and and a lot of those first album songs. Like they just know me and understand me so well, and we work, they're my friends. We work so well together, and also with JM who played the guitar part in the song. It was such a sick day at the studio. They're the ones singing in the bridge.
Hmm.
um it was so much fun, but that's what I wanted to explore, and we did it. We wrote that song about if he's bad luck or if this person is bad luck, then let me get a gato negro, let me live and move under some stairs, let me break mirrors, let me do it all so I can be with this person.
It's a very intense concept. Do
Yes,
you still you, like check your horoscope and stuff like that like every
of
day?
course I do.
Oh my God. What's your sign?
Regularly. Huh?
What's your sign?
I'm a Taurus. What about you?
I'm a Scorpio, so we're in
Oh,
Scorpio
love.
season.
My mom is a Scorpio.
Oh my God. It's funny because my dad is a Taurus.
Oh my God. I love that. I love that. That is
Oh
so
my God.
cool.
I was like, every time I hear that, I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
I was like, love you guys, love you guys.
Yeah.
Do you
Thank
have a black cat, by the way, or is that just for the funsy lyrics?
¿El qué cosa? What thing?
Un gato negro. ¿Tienes un gato negro o no?
Oh, I don't. I don't. I don't, but it would be the coolest thing in the world.
You should get it. I think I love
You
black
know
cats,
what I
but
want? I
what?
want a golden retriever. That's my dream. And I already have a folder and everything. Her name is gonna be Nubes, like, or my song in the first album. Like, it's this whole thing, and that's my dream. So maybe not a black cat, but yes, a
But
golden retriever
I
eventually.
love that you like have like manifesting this like golden
Oh,
retriever.
it's happening. It is happening. Not maybe not now because I'm traveling so much, but it's happening.
I love that. And another, oh my God, there's so many tracks that I would love to talk about, but I do want to get into No Quería Quererte because I love Abraham. His voice on this is so beautiful, and it's just hits. What was it like working with him, and what was the studio process on this track? Because I need the details. This is beautiful.
Love. So Abraham is so fucking talented. He's so great, and the control over his voice, he's been doing this since he was a kid. He
Mhm.
knows what he's doing, and it's great. The energy was great. The prompt again was "No quería quererte," and he put that one out, and he loved it, and he's like, I feel like we can definitely explore this. And I was like, okay, so we're both in Madrid. And I mean, you live here, but I'm from Puerto Rico. Let's write about something that, I might have to leave soon. I wasn't planning on falling in love. No quería quererte, but it's happening. So let's just make the
Yeah.
most of it. And it was very natural and it was so fun. Also, the sound, this is more of like the dance songs in the album, like Pa que te quedas. And I feel like it's a
Mhm.
sound that it's there, very present. I feel like it's very the whole album is like synth pop. It's kind of edgy, but there's also elements of organic instruments because I love that balance. I feel like
Mhm.
that's the pop that I love defender. And yeah, it was such a fun experience. He's great. I love his voice and his verse too. It makes me always want to dance.
Exactly, and I love that you're mentioning a bit of the instrumentation and a bit of the sound because I feel like this one it does give me like at times I get like those early 2000s vibe, like very
Yeah,
Britney, Christina stuff.
that's
But
all.
what were some of the influences on this project? And like, is there anything that you really kind of like wanted to like really create on here, like a certain sound?
I feel like everything that I do and the pop that I'm like doing, like I'm creating the music that I would like to hear more of in Spanish. So I'm
Hmm.
very real and honest with the music that I'm creating and I feel like it's very true to myself and who I am right now. I understand that everyone, it's evolving constantly, but this is literally what I am right now and the music that I love is this. So, in terms of sound, I feel like I'm very inspired by pop, like Olivia
Hmm.
Rodrigo. I love what she does. I love Alanis Morissette. That's more of like the grungy part and the lyrics that are so raw and real. I love Shakira. It
Hmm.
was, when I was growing up, that's what I was listening to all the time. Avril Lavigne, um the theatrical part and dramatic part of like Queen and all these things, all these little things, and also boleros. I grew up singing that because of my dad. So that's what I am and what I try. I feel like every artist should, and I feel like in some type of way they are what they were like growing up with or what they love, right? And they
Hmm.
they create their own version of it. So in my case, that's that. Um, yeah, I also love Taylor Swift since forever. I'm there are different levels of Swifties. I'm not like a crazy, I know it all kind of Swifty, but I
Hmm.
grew up with her and I love, her music. But
I
yes,
was like, yeah, no, the Swifties, they love the Taylor. They love the Taylor.
yes,
Very intense.
yeah.
And I like that earlier in the conversation we talked about what was the difference in the creative process between this project and the last one. But how would you say you've grown as a person or as an artist even when it comes to making music or just in life in general?
Oh my God, I feel like that's an everyday thing, and I'm just so grateful. I feel like I've grown a lot since my first album came out, and I love the process. That's the challenge. I feel like it's
Mhm.
falling in love with the process and understanding that things take time and that everything needs to happen when it's going to happen and it's okay. So that I'm there right now and I'm working on it, like enjoying the process because everything goes by so fast that I just want to be present. I have my first show in Puerto Rico, here where I'm from, this Thursday, November
Mhm.
6th. And this is something that I always dreamt of since I was una nena chiquita, writing songs in my room, just my guitar, my notebook, and myself. And now it's happening. So it's like all these little full circle moments are happening, and I just want to be here to really take it all in, which it's perfectly matched with Lo que puede pasar and the philosophy of this album, which is like seriously just don't think of what could happen, just do it with love, but do it.
I love that. And I love that. Congrats on the show, by the way, in Puerto Rico. I know you're gonna kill it. You do a
Thank
great
you.
job. But I do love to ask artists as they continue to like to further their careers and just grow and grow and grow. You've had some phenomenal moments, especially working with Shakira. I know like that was huge for you. And
Yes.
now you have this hometown show. What do you think are like your new goals that you have set in place now as like an artist?
Wow. New goals. I feel like I want to keep going. I want to travel the world and connecting with mis galleons or new audience, like público diferente.
Hmm.
That's literally what I want to do. It's a process and it's a, growing little by little process, but I'm here for it and I'm here ready to give it my all and do it with my heart and just I feel like that's where my head is right now, but also try to stay connected with my feelings, with how I'm feeling, try to find peace in the chaos and stay connected with my family and finding that balance um, while just going ahead and doing everything to be living my dream.